Welcome to Module 7 that covers how to submit accurate monthly cost claim details. The first lesson will cover procurement regulations. The information is found in Chapter 5 of the CACFP Administrative Manual. All organizations are required to have a procurement policy in place to guide purchasing decisions and ensure procurement regulations are followed. The procurement policy must be submitted as part of the CACFP application process. An example of a form that may be used to document a procurement policy can be found in download forms. Purchases made with CACFP reimbursement must allow for free and open competition, which gives the following entities the opportunity to participate: small businesses, minority-owned firms, and businesses owned by women. Purchasing procedures are based on the estimated value of the purchase. We will discuss procedures for each price threshold. When the estimated value of the purchase is less than $3,500, it is called an informal micro purchase. Purchases must be made among qualified vendors in order to spread the wealth. If the cost is considered reasonable, a price comparison is not required. If purchases are limited to one vendor, justification to do so must be documented on the procurement plan. Informal small purchase procedures, or the 3 bids and a buy method, may be used when the estimated value of the purchase is at or above $3,500 or below $150,000. Price or rate quotations must be obtained from an adequate number of qualified sources. A quote from 3 different vendors is recommended. Comparisons should be made between equal products that are clearly and accurately described. Clear and accurate descriptions for items to be purchased should be documented with price comparisons. A general description of the items or services, which may include a brand name, should be provided to avoid restricting competition. Overly detailed product specifications should be avoided. Small purchase procedures may also be followed for purchases less than $3,500 if the organization desires. For purchases at or above $150,000, one of the following formal procedures must be followed: sealed bids, competitive proposals or request for proposal or RFP, or non-competitive proposals. If an organization has a lower, more restrictive price threshold, a formal procedure must be followed for purchases valued at or above the organization's threshold. Sealed bids must be publicly solicited. This usually means an ad must be published in the paper. A firm fixed price contract is awarded to a responsible bidder whose bid meets the required terms and conditions and is lowest in price. In a competitive proposal or RFP, the vendor submits an offer and either a fixed price or cost reimbursement type contract is awarded. This method can be used when conditions are not appropriate for the use of sealed bids. In this case, the RFP must be publicized and identify weighted evaluation criteria with price at a higher score than other factors. Non-competitive proposals are rare and may be used only when the item is available from a single source, an emergency requires it, the federal or state agency expressly authorizes it, or after solicitation of a number of sources, competition is determined inadequate. These procedures are not required when purchasing vended meals from a nonprofit food service, such as a school. Instead, CACFP organizations must complete Form CNP 120. An organization participating in CACFP may not knowingly award a contract to a company that is debarred or suspended. This requirement comes into play most often when a CACFP organization purchases vended meals. One of the following methods must be used to document compliance. 1. Check the government-wide excluded parties list system in the System for Award Management at this website. Print the screens to document the vendor is not on the list. 2. Obtain written certification from the company that they have not been debarred or suspended. Or 3. Include a clause in the contract and bid solicitations. Contracts may only be awarded to responsive and responsible vendors who are eligible, willing, and able to meet the terms and conditions of the contract, such as quality and quantity, price, and delivery schedules. The following records must be kept to document informal small purchases and formal methods of procurement. Written description of products and services, method of contact with vendors. Examples include phone, fax, email, or mail. Method of procurement used. Contract type selected, fixed price or cost reimbursable. The contractors selected and rejected. Prices, and the reason for selection with price as the primary consideration. Participating organizations must follow responsible administrative practices and use sound business judgment to settle procurement issues with vendors, including source evaluation, protests, disputes, and claims. Each organization must have an employee conduct policy governing financial transactions made using CACFP and reimbursement. An example of a form to create an employee conduct policy can be found in download forms. The policy must prohibit employees from soliciting gifts, travel packages, and other incentives from prospective vendors and contractors, prohibit an employee from participating in the selection, award, and administration of any contract when the employee or member of their immediate family has a financial interest. Set standards that define the dollar value of unsolicited gifts of nominal value that may be accepted, must be under $25, and provide for disciplinary actions in the event the code of conduct is violated. One last item to note. All purchases made with CACFP reimbursement dollars must be reasonable, necessary, and allowable. This concludes the lesson on procurement regulations. If you have questions, please contact your CACFP consultant or the state agency. Contact information can be found in the front of the CACFP Administrative Manual.